Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Navamsa Rising series. And this week we're going to be covering the Navamsa of Libra in your horoscope. Meaning, if Libra sign is rising in your D9 chart, Navamsa chart, the most important chart next to your birth chart is part of the Vedic astrology system known as a harmonic chart, divisional chart. Navamsa chart, as you know, represents the strength of your planets, represents the inner karma, the inner destiny, your second half of life, who you are internally, who you are in a marriage, your married life, your bhagya through marriage. So all that is seen through Navamsa. And as always, if you do not know, if you have Libra Navamsa, what your Navamsa chart rising is, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology Conjunction Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. And also, you have to know that you have to have, accurate birth time. You have to be between like 15 minutes of time span to see the accurate Navamsa. Now, Navamsa chart, the Libra rising Navamsa, occurs in the pada of the fire, earth, and water. What do I mean by this? So if, let's say, you are a fire ascendant like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you could end up in Libra Navamsa if your ascendant rising is in the third pada of a certain nakshatra. If I'm making it too complicated, don't worry about it. So when you have fire signs, okay, fire ascendant, what this shows, there's this natural dynamic expression towards creating things. Fire sign want to create something. They want to lead. They want to be inspirational in life. They go headstrong into things. It's like they see the target. They're like, okay, that's it. That's what I want. And they're determined to get it. Those are fire ascendant. What happens is through the experience of your life, because I know for certain fire ascendant it'll be a different experience. Through the experience of life, you will simply desire harmony. You will simply desire partnership. You will desire to share your skills with others. You will desire to share a platform with others, not just your spouse, but with others. So if you are in a leadership position, you're going to want to share that leadership position with other people to help other people. That's who you become. You're like, I am so inspired and I have achieved this. Well, now let me share this platform with others because I want to I want to understand other people. It's too much about me now. Fire is this self-creating energy. But now it goes into the air, that wanting to share, wanting to know, wanting to spread the wealth. So then what's happening is, once you have like air ascendants, meaning you have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So that means you will have Vargottama ascendant, meaning Libra and Libra in the birth and Navamsa, which shows the karmic patterns of life will remain the same. From Gemini and Aquarius, you see this air quality transferring into a different type of air quality. So for Gemini, and because these are air ascendants, so in air and air, you're going to go from being more quick action oriented from Gemini to more relationship oriented. But with Libra as Vargottama Lagna, Vargottama meaning the same ascendant in birth and Navamsa, your character will remain the same. Your karmic patterns will remain the same. Planets will come and show the ups and downs in there. Aquarius will go from worldly togetherness, worldly relationship, to more one-on-one type relationship, to more privatized relationship, to more relationship that brings you more enjoyment. Because see, when you have worldly relationship through Aquarius, it can bring you pain too, because you're dealing with suffering of other people. But now what's happening is you're going from dealing with all the matters of the world to just a small group. You become a little bit more private in that sense. And water is turning into air. So if you have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Ascendant, Rising, your life is all about finding protection for your emotions. It's about wanting to emotionally connect with everything. For you, friendship is all about emotional connection, not just the fact that if I make this person my best friend, I will achieve this, this, and this. Those are other ascendant. Water ascendant really have some deep connection with everything that they run in life. Everything for a water ascendant, whomever they run into, there is something with the past life that they must pay back or they must receive. There's this connection and bond that are coming back, like water, like two rivers merging, they merge again. So they were merged before, rock came in, meaning that you passed away, you divided with your other sources. Now your best friends is coming back, your spouse is coming back, children somehow come away, they come back and merge in your water. And from there, now this energy turns into the air of Libra, meaning from emotionally feeling secure to now finding friendship and finding ability to share that emotional connection again. So this particular thing with water and air for Libra part works out, because the water that is divided, or the water that is looking for reunion, finds that reunion. So that's the merging of the ascendants with the Libra. Now if you look at the Libra dynamic, well, first thing we see is that within the context of marriage, your second half of life, you want to enterprise. For you, business becomes a natural thing that comes to you. For you, relationship is something that is a natural part of you. You're like, I have to be in a relationship. I have to be married. There's no way it cannot happen. You know, there's no way I'm going to be not in a partnership. It is something that it's normal for me as breathing. Okay, so that's the mindset of the person in their second half of life. No matter what the situation is, no matter how hard that marriage or relationship is, they're like, this is why I'm here. I have to experience that. Okay. Now, when it comes to finding security from their own family, they don't get that. There will be either they don't get that, or there's a transformation and separation from it. Meaning such Libra ascendant people move away from their own family. So if they get married, whether it's a man or woman, they'll live far away. They won't have that connection with what they grew up with. And especially for a Libra ascendant person, their wealth is hidden. They may come out as looking normal, poor, they may come out as looking just average, but they've got that hidden wealth going. They've got that unaccounted wealth going. And especially for such people, they can transform other people's lives through their voice and speech. They're able to transform other people's life through their own values. And when they speak, when they communicate, they inspire people. They inspire their spouse. They inspire their children. For them, they have a hard time trying to fight with their neighbor. Why? Because they usually don't. They actually inspire their neighbor. If they get into a conversation, they'll be motivating them to achieve their goals. When they talk, they become this guru, this teacher. Their skill is about philosophy. Their skill is about writing. Their skill is about publishing. Their skill is about, finding solution to better the lives of other people. See, this is all about others now. It's no longer about this individual. It's about the others. And they find their status, their structure through their dwelling, through their home that they create after marriage. If they're single, you see a Libra person's home, when they have an established home, you'll be like, okay, I'm inside somewhere important. They will make their home look like they're somebody's entering into a business building, government building, a castle, like, okay, this is the stability, this is the home of stability. Their heart becomes stable in the second half of life. They find status through their family, through their domestic settlement. And when it comes to their ability, their intelligence to deal with issues of the marriage, they're a little bit out there. They have a very weird way of dealing with fights within the marriage, dealing with arguments within the marriage, dealing with some business dealings in the marriage or in their own life. Their intelligence becomes not only for the collective, but at the same time, the way they handle things is like, imagine Steve Jobs back in the 80s trying to handle Apple's affairs. People are like, what the hell are you doing? Why do you want these curvy edges on the computer? Why do you care so much about the mouse? Nobody cares about the mouse. So their ability to like showcase their intelligence is a bit out there. It's a bit advanced. It's a bit more technical than other may perceive. And especially a Libra ascendant people will have least amount of enemies. Enemies always tend to get dissolved. Enemy is confused. Enemy is confused on even who they are. Enemies goes in two different directions. And whatever debts they have, they always dissolve them. Like if you took some, like say you took a rock and you put like lava on it, or you put some chemical on it, it'll like dissolve it, make it liquid. No matter how much debt they have, it always liquefies and dissolves. And their partner themselves, like especially for a Libra ascendant, the partner is fiery, aggressive, assertive, dominating, and full of passion. So a Libra ascendant person finds the most passionate sexual encounter with their spouse. There's this adventure in marriage. There's this adventure in the sexual relations of this person. Like these people, they will definitely butt heads, and they will, come together, staring at each other. But then that passion suddenly comes in, and boom, they're making the best love out there. So partner is always adventurous. Partner is always willing to do this or do that. But also then what happens is the partner becomes impulsive. Partner has 10 different ideas that they want to do in life, but only 2 gets finished, for them. Joint assets are always there for the person, or especially through the marriage, their assets remain safe, secure. Whether it's hidden or not, they remain secure. Their views, their religious views, philosophical views become very adventurous. These are the people who can't really give you a strict belief system. They have a hard time. Even if they want to stick to one regime, they really can't and do not like to. So let's say if somebody follows Christianity, okay, they're Christians. With this Navamsa, what happens is, if they learn some passage from the Bible, they'll be like, well, in such case, I actually like what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So, I'm kind of like leaning towards that. And when those two don't interest them, they'll be like, well, I actually am in a mood today for being Zenist. I want to be a Buddhist. This is, I think, what life is. So it's like a game. It's like a game. It's a fun. There's nothing serious about philosophy and religion in life. These are not the people who will die on the name of religion. They're just more curious to see what everybody is saying, and they're just enjoying that part. And especially traveling for such people becomes a great way to learn, great way to hone their skills. And career for such Libra ascendant people in Navamsa, they would rather work from home. They rather work from a very comfortable, homely place. Like a Libra ascendant Navamsa, even in their office, they will make their office in a way where it resembles home. They'll put a little drapery on their chair. They'll have a little couch on their little cubicle side, and photographs, and just reminding of comforts of home. And they have the ability to emotionally connect with everybody in their work. And they make connection with some of the most powerful people. People who can give them power. So a Libra person in the second half of life starts gaining through their acquaintances, start gaining through their business, professional relationships, or even friends. They make even friendships with government officials, politicians. Sometimes they're close to politicians. And at the same time, when it comes to, their sleep, when it comes to their rest, when it comes to their privacy, their spiritual side, it's always active. Like Libra ascendant people may have little amount of sleep. Sometimes they could have a little amount of sleep because of the fact they have too many details they're working out in their subconscious. Too many things about connections, relationships, sharing is happening in their subconscious mind. But they always love traveling to places with mountains. Mountains and narrow rivers, they love being in such places. So this is the analysis of just the Libra ascendant itself. Then once you put the planets in, then we get into the beauty of Navamsa. Okay, so in case if you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss my other series. And if you want to know what your Navamsa is and my consultation on birth to Navamsa, nakshatra readings, all of that stuff is here. Otherwise, we'll see you maybe tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.